Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. We got some angles today. No, not forehand angles or backhand angles. We got power angles from a racket. Stay tuned. All right, guys. Good morning to everybody out there. Morning Cup of Joe, sponsored by Bobby C. Bobby C writes, "Keep doing what you're doing. Great content." Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you appreciating me, and I appreciate this coffee. Thank you so much. If you want to support my dark roast piping hot coffee habits, network is buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. Thank you all in advance. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about angles today. Not in your shot making, but in a tennis racket. We got the Power Angle Centric today. Check out that thing. Looks like a barbecue grid. You know, like smoked barbecue grid. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so as you can see, it's not strung like a traditional racket. It's strung this way versus this way. What does this do? Why is it like this? The original premise was it would be hard to break strings this way because there's no friction. And you should be able to impart decent spin on it without the strings moving too much. Now, I've done a power angle or something very similar to a power angle, which the strings actually went all the way down to the bottom, and there was a wrench to tighten up the strings. That thing weighed a lot though, because it had like metal in it, and all the strings added more weight through the handle. But I'm not too familiar with this. But let me take the tape off so it doesn't skew the measurements here. Get rid of that. So my buddy Randy donated this to me for the cause of showing you guys. As you can see, the dampeners are on the side here. So I'm guessing the vibration, instead of coming straight down, it goes this way and that way. And this is where the racket or the strings would resonate, and the vibration would hopefully stop in these two. Now I'm gonna let me take some numbers from this because I'm not too familiar with this racket. I did a little bit of research. I know that the head size is a 102, and it's an 18 by 18 string pattern. Okay. That's pretty head heavy. 10-6 with the strings. Let's see what that equals to in grams. 300 grams. That's with the 2 shock dampeners on there. Okay? And nothing. Oh, looks like we got an overgrip. There's an overgrip and 2 shock dampeners. 300 grams there. Let's check the balance here. Whoa, it's head heavy. $360. So let's check out the swing weight here. I feel a lot of weight here. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a big number. Yeah, 351. All right, let's look at these big numbers here. So that's normal, 300. Really head heavy. A lot of mass coming through. So My guess is you don't have to take that big of a backswing to get a good amount of power on this. If you do get it back there, there's a lot to come through. If you can catch it on time, it will take off. I mean, you could definitely feel, like it's very head heavy. It's very head heavy. Let's give it a shot. Let's see how this thing plays. All right, Coach Rob with the Power Angle. What does this say? Diagonally strung rackets. Power Angle Centric is what this one's called.
Right. It was really interesting. A lot of numbers over here on the sides, which probably helps you string it. Didn't feel too bad. Wasn't it? It was interesting more. I was thinking more about when I was hitting or like looking at it and the way the strings were shaped, and I was really thinking about how I was feeling because I was so curious. I'm like, man, I'd hate to have to string this. Like this thing could take all day.
Well, that was the whole point behind the whole thing. It was you didn't have to string it ever, hopefully, right? Unless you hit a rock or something, or you were playing. I don't know. If someone's pitching your rocks and you're hitting rocks, then it'll break.
Because even thinking like your regular weaving, now it's diagonally.
Mm-hmm.
That would just be weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. I mean, it played kind of like an '80s racket to me, where like all the weight was out here, kind of very profile-like, Wilson profile-like. Right. When you got the head going, it kind of took over. Did you feel that?
Yep. Yeah, I could. Yeah, it was interesting. It wasn't bad. But it did have a lot of mass going at the head to get through.
Yeah, there's a little head tape too, so that probably didn't help the thing.
Right.
But I can understand though, like this, it'll never move. Therefore, the friction will never break the string. It actually surprisingly imparted a decent amount of spin on it. I mean, the strings are obviously pretty. Actually, the strings are new. Wait, he told me just strung it. Look, it's head reflex MLT. So he actually found somebody to string this racket.
Wow.
Yeah, it probably took a year. Anyway.
Even nodding, you're nodding off up here.
Exactly.
That's not normal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But obviously the string had broken once, and at least once, and it was restrung. So with that MLT, it actually felt pretty good. I don't know how much spin I was able to impart on the ball because of this kind of a string pattern.
Right.
Like, because it wasn't able to move or snap. But that is a fresh string job from what Randy told me. So, but it felt fine.
Yeah.
It felt good. I mean, if I found this at a Goodwill for $5, I'm all over that. If you see it at Goodwill, like something weird like that, pick it up. It's worth the $5 that you pay for it. I think these guys are still around. All right, I want to thank my man, Coach Rob, for confusing all of us and me and everybody else too with this racket and trying to figure it out. It's okay. It's all right. You see this racket at Goodwill, pick it up for $5. It's definitely worth your money, except when you have to string it. Okay, guys. Coach Rob, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Most people, they quit tennis because, it's hard to find somebody to play with, right? I just feel so lucky to have my buddy Coach Rob, that we have so much in common. We're both kind of follically impaired. Ain't that right, Coach Rob?
Us follically challenged friends have to hit together.
Yes. So I have Coach Rob. If you guys need a friend and you're follically impaired or are a bearded one and looking for your bearded mate, right? Check out Play Your Court. They have people that look like you, play like you, maybe act like you. Check out their site. It's playyourcourt.com. your tennis buddy can teach you how to twirl,
Hopefully
you'll get it someday.
Hopefully better than that. We'll have to keep practicing, Harry.